Spirit, please help me to cleanse all negative energies, entities, and spirits from my body, from my home, from my cards, from my objects, and from my animals, so that I may offer clear, honest messages to the groups today. Thank you, Spirit. Hi, family, friends, and visitors. Welcome so much. Oh my days, I started that in such a different tone to what I usually do. Almost didn't recognize my own voice for a second, but welcome everybody. It is so lovely to have you all here. Cleansing this space definitely helps to bring a much more relaxed energy into it. So I'm definitely feeling that sage smoke. I chose sage for today's reading. I was going to use incense. I have a Palo Santo scented incense, but the sage was right there and it was begging to be used. So now that we've cleansed the space, and you're officially welcomed, I want to get into today's reading. In today's reading, we are asking Spirit, you know what I actually feel like doing? I filmed a podcast episode today and a thought crossed my mind. I always pay respects to the traditional owners of the land that I'm gathered on for my podcast, but I never do it for my videos. So before we actually get into it, I wish to pay my respects to the Gimoy Walubara Yidinji people who we are filming this video on today. This is their sacred land, and I wish to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. We are here to look after the space that we're in. This is something we always say whenever we travel as Indigenous people, and we aim to leave it the way that we found it. So, we're doing a Halloween-themed reading. We're going to be doing a suggestion, actually. If I find the comment, I'll give them credit. Thank you so much, Sweet Soul, for suggesting this. We're asking Spirit, who is your next boo? Now, I first saw this reading done by Tyler's Tarot, so I've got to give Tyler a shout out too. I'm sure other readers have done it in the Halloween spirit. It's not entirely original, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm so grateful to the sweet soul who suggested it. And I think a lot of people wanted it too, because that comment got a lot of likes. So here we are. Here's the little list of things that I'm going to be covering in today's reading. We're going to be asking Spirit, who is your next boo? Where will you meet? How will you meet? What is the relationship like? And how are they with your friends and family? And in the extended reading, we're focusing more on your sexual relationship with them. What is your chemistry like? What will your first time with them be like as well? So to get there, you have to start here. We're going to introduce the groups to you now, starting with group 1 over here. Group 1, you have the Lover's Path Tarot. I just used this in my last reading, but I thought to myself, I got to use it again. It's called Lover's Path Tarot, like I have to use it. So if you feel drawn to this deck, you'll be a part of group 1's reading. And from the Tea Leaf Oracle deck, group 1, you guys got the Not Unsuccessful Plans. So if you feel drawn to that deck or that card, you will be a part of Group 1's reading. Group 2, you guys have the Housewives Tarot deck. It's a satire deck. I love this deck so much. It's so much fun to use as well. It's very sort of 50s housewife. So if you feel drawn to the deck, you'll be a part of Group 2's reading. And your Tea Leaf Oracle card is the Tortoise card, slowly but surely getting ahead. Last but not least, we have Group 3. Group 3, you have the Curious Creatures Tarot deck. Beautiful deck. All these decks are beautiful, to be fair. I am very selective about the decks that I use for their energies and for how they interpret and read as well. So if you feel drawn to this deck of Curious Creatures, you'll be a part of Group 3's reading. And Group 3, your Tea Leaf Oracle deck is August. Oracle card, should I say, is August. Interesting. So pause the video if you do need more time to figure out which of these 3 groups you're feeling most drawn to. There will be a 1-minute meditation clip that will play after this. That meditation is guided. and it was created to guide you towards your intuitive answer of which of these three groups has the most honest messages for you. If you need that meditation, keep watching. When you know which of these three groups you are feeling most drawn to, click on the timestamp in the description box and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color. It could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi my group ones, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Knot card or the Lover's Path Tarot deck, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome group 1. We're asking Spirit, who is your next boo? Now, we've got a few questions there that I need to follow, so I'm going to put the piece of paper over here, just kind of out of the way, but still within my line of sight so that we can refer back to it. Actually, I should chuck it over here. I'm going to keep it next to me. The less things I have on this little circular table, the better. So we'll put it right there for now. I have pre-shuffled some oracle cards, so I'm going to lay these cards out. Obviously, you guys got the Knot card, Unsuccessful Plans, as your first oracle card. You also have Taurus showing up in shadow. We have Cardinal coming out for you. We also have Dragon. And we have Aries. Okay, let's move those over a little bit so everything fits a little bit better. Yeah, that'll do. I don't know why I always do it so far away. Like, I could move the cards closer for now. Why don't I do that? It doesn't have to be so far away. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh, but then the glare. Dang. All right. We're just going to have to see how this goes, sweet soul. Actually, you know what I can do? I might try turn that light off. Okay, I turned that one light off and we've got the other ones on brighter. So hopefully you can see all the cards well and it's not too blurry once I edit this footage. So let's get straight into it. The oracle cards are highlighting a very interesting person. It's worth noting that you've also got Scorpio in the 9th house at the back of the oracle decks, as well as Gazelle. So the first thing that I'm seeing is a lot of fiery energy. This person has a lot of fire to them, a lot of passion to them. I believe that this person will have a very exploratory sort of energy. They're very curious. They come across as somebody that could have a lot of hobbies, or they could have had a lot of different interests. Over the years, they may have felt themselves really passionately drawn to certain paths in life. The kind of person that it gets really excited and determined and involved. So I think that you'll be able to tell who this person is because they have a softer side to them as well. And they're giving me a mixed vibe. So I'm seeing a lot of masculine energy, but I'm also seeing a strong connection to their more feminine side, to their sensitivity, their sensuality. This is somebody that could be very much a physical touch sort of person, a very sensual person. They may really enjoy physical intimacy with you. And I'm not just talking about sex. I mean, like, just being close to you, sitting close to you, always sort of touching you. They probably really like hugs and cuddles and that sort of stuff. I also think that this person could have some sort of foodie side to them too. I hate that that is what always comes out for Taurus, but there's some sort of connection here to food. So the way that this looks for me is that this person has certain habits, and they probably have like some weird food from like a habitual side of their lifestyle that you're like, why do you eat this? Like it's not even good for you, or it's so out of whack compared to everything else you do. Why do you do this? That's what's kind of coming through. Now, I feel like this person's personality has them down as a go-getter. This is somebody that isn't afraid to take initiative. They're not afraid to be a leader. They're also a very curious soul, so that means that they like to start and try new things. This person may have a saying like, I'll try anything at least once, or I'll always give something a go, because I feel like they are open-minded about most things, and they would be pretty keen to just sort of have that experience under their belt, especially with that ninth house at the back of the deck. This person is coming across as a seeker. So they could have a flair for getting invested in certain sort of schemes and dreams of others. I think that this person has quite a open mind, like I said before. So if they're not seeking for themselves, they definitely seem to get drawn to other people who have that passion within them, and other people who have that sort of desire within them. I can see that this person is wanting to gain a lot of experience in this lifetime, either consciously or subconsciously. So they could be somebody that's pretty well traveled, or they've been to a lot of different places. They could have lived in numerous places that have really helped sort of shape their open-mindedness. I also see them as more of an optimistic person. I see them as a patient person too, though. That's the thing. Their energy with you is that they seem to want to kind of take things seriously, which could mean that you see that go-getter side, but you also see a side to them that is careful when it needs to be. A lot of passion behind this person, a lot of drive. I can also see that they are somebody who may have certain reservations and fears at the beginning of this relationship, especially. They're kind of showing up as blockages and challenges. So we'll get tarot to double check what that is. And before I forget, so let me put this down. Spirit, what are the main blockages and challenges in this connection for group 1? One of the challenges could be distance. This person may travel a lot, or they may live at a distance to you. I'm hearing different points of view and assumptions. So maybe there were assumptions in the beginning. Spirit, what are the challenges in this connection in the beginning? We have the 10 of Staves. Responsibilities and expectations are a huge challenge in the beginning. This person may assume that they don't have time for a relationship. The Ace of Cups is at the back of the deck. They may assume that it's easier to kind of just keep things fun with you and casual. There's also this energy of unsuccessful plans with that 10 of Wands reverse. This could look like somebody who has tried to kind of make something work with you previously, and it just didn't sort of come together well. So I need to ask, Spirit, does group 1... Spirit's giving us the 2 of Cups. So whatever challenges they are, you guys do work through it. You both compromise and you both get on the same page fairly quickly. You're able to see eye to eye very quickly. This is a significant connection. There's an energy here of understanding, of respect, genuinely wanting to hear your side of the story, creating a safe place for you to communicate your feelings. This person will do all of that. So that's how they stand out from other people who have wasted your time in the past. What kind of... Well, hang on, we have a list. Where it will... I want to pull more oracle cards, actually. Before we get tarot out here, I've got a whole list of oracle cards here. Spirit, what else can you tell group 1 about their person, their next boo? Who is group 1's next boo, Spirit? Who is group 1's next boo? Okay. We got 2 cards, so I'll take them both. We got Winter, take care of your needs, coming out. And we also have Hunter, track down your fears and desires. Yeah, it feels like this person has to overcome something in order to come towards you. It feels like they have to really let a guard down with you. Heart Guardian at the back of the deck. This is somebody who has a really soft and sweet side to them, but it's likely that they're not in that energy initially when you meet them. They have to really kind of pull themselves down into that energy in order to be your next boo. It feels like this person has to overcome their fears around maybe a commitment or needing to kind of let themselves be more vulnerable is what it feels like. They have to maybe reprioritize their responsibilities as well. The Ten of Staves reversed as a main challenge is honestly just a heavy feeling of expectations in the connection. This person may feel like things are just, the odds are against them is what I'm picking up on. And I can see how with the 2 of you here, this is somebody who wants to provide. They want to take care of you. They're very good at looking after themselves. And this person wants to be a provider for you as well, my group 1s. They're also showing up as somebody that wants to pursue things with you. And that seems to be what helps them overcome their fears, is this insane desire to really want to step towards you. So let's get a different deck. Is there anything else you can tell us about how group 1 meets this person, Spirit? How does group 1 meet this person? How does group 1 meet this person, Spirit? Oops. Okay. We saw clarity at the back of the deck. We have strength reversed. Interesting. And good luck at the back of the deck. Strength reversed. Let's get another card just in case, because that's not giving me much if I'm honest with you. How does group 1 meet this person, please, Spirit? It's a very significant boo as well with that dragon energy. We haven't really touched on that yet. Very significant person. They're quite creative. So I'm sensing music more than anything, but they could be a visual artist as well. Yeah, we have Garden and the Gate. So you will have a choice between this person and somebody else. You will choose this person because they help ease your anxiety. Their communication is what helps you feel comfortable and confident in this connection. This person may be an open book. That's how they seem to come across. They also come across as an optimist. So they want to kind of give you this really strong, positive impression of who they are. Even if there are unsuccessful sort of plans in the beginning and challenges in the beginning, you interpret that as this person almost trying to protect you and take care of their own needs before they bring you into the picture. I can see that you'll meet this person at a time when you have other people in your life that you could choose from, other suitors, other options. You'll meet them, it could be the 3rd house, so you could meet them online, you could meet them through friends or siblings is coming through. This person's sibling may be significant as well to how you guys meet. You have to make a choice, and you're in a comfort zone when they come into your life. So you could choose to stay in your comfort zone, to pick an easier option, or to just kind of do what you've been doing, or you could take a risk and really sort of step out there with this person. This person helps that risk feel less risky because of their communication. They help ease your anxiousness. They also come across as a very compassionate and patient person. So if you're the one that needs more time, my group 1s, this person will give you time. They'll also create a safe space for you to feel supported. And so it's almost like you just have to let your guard down with them. You don't have to fight for this connection. You don't have to fight for this person. You just have to almost fight with yourself to let your guard down and to be more open and receptive to what is being cultivated between the 2 of you. Let's get any more clarity about how Spirit, how and when will group one meet this person? How and when will group one, meet this person? I'm having a hard time shuffling because I've got a dog on my lap. This is my chalky girl. She might not be here for very long. She doesn't like the sound of the cards. How and when will group one... Thank you. We have the Ace of Wands coming out upright. How and when will group one meet this person, Spirit? Okay. We have the Ten of Coins reversed. How and when will group one meet this person? We have the Awakening card. That's the Judgment card. And we also have the Six of Arrows at the back of the deck. Okay. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't at the back of the deck. This is what's at the back of the deck. The Wisdom card, which is the High Priestess. So this is what I'm seeing, okay? There is definitely going to be... Oh, that wasn't Judgment. That was the Sun card, the number 19. But Judgment is underneath the back of the deck. So... okay, maybe I'm just seeing, yeah, because we got the Strength card again. So first of all, there's definitely a transformation that occurs with the two of you. You meet this person at a time in your life where you are definitely open to meeting people. Some of you are seeking a romantic suitor. For others of you, this person just comes into your life at a time when you are very receptive. It's very easy for the two of you to cross paths. It's very easy for you to want to get to know them. Your guard is already kind of down and open to something sort of fun and lighthearted. I don't want to say casual for all of you, but I am seeing hookup energy here with that Ace of Wands. So really, the way that this story starts is there is attraction from the beginning. You're very physically attracted to each other with the Ace of Wands. And sparks fly, chemistry flies. Like the first interaction with this person has you basically melting for them. There is this immediate spark and strong impression from when you first meet. Instantly, your gut instinct is very excited about them, and you feel very positive about them as well. With the Ten of Coins reversed, you're likely to meet this person within the next 12 months, if you haven't already. Because the thing about that Ten of Coins reversed is you could be going through a huge upheaval in your life where you have recently changed careers, you may have lost some family members, you may have had to go through a huge lifestyle change. It could even be like you graduating or leaving a school, choosing to walk away from an education or away from a position, away from some sort of security. It almost feels like you're creating your own future when you meet this person, and you're having to rewrite your future when you meet this person. And then I see that this person also brings a lot of joy to you. They bring a lot of happiness, and that optimism just radiates from them. It's very hard to miss this person, group one. When they're in your life, they will stand out amongst other options, amongst everything else that you could have going on. If you're a busy person, this person is the highlight of your day. Hearing from them, seeing them is the highlight of your day. They bring so much bright warmth to your day, and that attraction just doesn't go away. No matter what else sort of intervenes, that attraction is still there. This person could have a very easygoing energy about them too, and they may encourage you to be more connected to your inner child. They may help you feel this energy of wanting to be safe and silly. There's a strong energy here of just an easy, simple love between the two of you. And for some of you, this is a love at first sight feeling as well with that Awakening card there. I do think that when you first meet them, you'll have this knowing of like, wow, this is somebody that is quite special and important to me. Almost as though Cupid has struck you with his arrow. Like you're just going to be like, wow, this is a significant person in my life for sure. I can see with the Six of Arrows reversed that the two of you are very likely to go without contact for a little while before communication picks up again. there is this energy here of needing to have a conversation about the future. And you may not initially be on the same page, but remember, you did get the Two of Cups earlier to say that whatever the unsuccessful plans or responsibilities are that could come between the two of you, you will be able to resolve them. And you will be able to move beyond it. I can also see with that Six of Arrows reversed that you will meet this person and then things could kind of fizzle out a little bit afterwards. That's how you'll know. I think that the Six of Arrows is down to a miscommunication in the beginning, but you definitely will continue to think about each other. So let's figure out how this really gets off the ground, shall we? How does this get off the ground, Spirit? I'm going to shuffle all these cards back in, and we'll get out the other deck. Actually, the other deck's already out here, so we got to put it away. Shuffle it all back in. You okay, doggy? You okay, doggy? Good girl, my chocky. Actually, we've got to talk about that card, so we're going to leave them. You okay, my doggy? Best friend. Sorry, my chalky. She doesn't like the sound of me shuffling the cards, but like, sweet soul. I've only had her for about a month. Has it been a month now, princess? But she hasn't sat with me yet, so she doesn't know that this is what I do. This is what I do. So, Spirit, how does Group 1 get into a relationship with their boo thing? How does Group 1 get into a relationship with their boo thing? Okay, we have the 8th house reversed. Wow. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you want till it's gone? Till it's gone. Okay, let's get some tarot out. Spirit, how does Group 1 get into a relationship with their boo thing? How does Group 1 get into a relationship with their boo thing? Okay, that just fell out, so we've got to take them, I guess. King of Arrows, reversed. We also have the Wheel of Fortune, reversed. Oh. We also have the Prince of Cups, Knight of Cups. Spirit, clarify the King of Arrows, reversed. We have Wisdom coming out again. Yeah, I didn't really talk about that card enough, apparently. The Fortune card, please. Clarify the Fortune card, Spirit. Okay, we got a few. We've got the 9 of Arrows coming out, and at the back of the deck, Spirit wants us to look at the 3 of Cups reversed. So for some of you, this is about silencing the other options. It's about you both taking each other seriously and making sure that you're not distracted by other people, whether that's romantic people, friends, family. Silencing the other options. Clarify the Prince of Cups, Spirit. Yeah, that's definitely clear. Princess of Coins, Queen of Cups, reverse. This person is going to question whether you want them as seriously as they want you by the time they start taking you seriously. So here's the thing. When this person wants to pursue you, they will not leave you guessing, right? But in the beginning, or while you two are still kind of figuring each other out and getting to know each other, there is likely going to be this immediate awareness within this person of, damn, like this is a high value person. Group 1 needs to be taken seriously. Now, I'm definitely seeing the need to confront fears and to really follow passion and desires. I think that the two of you getting into a relationship, once you both take each other seriously, it's going to be a matter of having the courage to really sort of ask, because enough time may have passed by then to where you need to be very explicit about wanting that from each other. I see that this person will likely feel like a bit of an underdog by the time they have to sort of ask you, and it may take them a lot of courage to say, hey, Group 1, are you willing to be my partner? Are you going to be my boyfriend, girlfriend? Are you going to be my one and only? Are you going to hold me down? Are we going to be exclusive? Like, it might take them a lot of courage, because what I can see in the tarot is that initially This person may not take you seriously. They may not even be taking themselves seriously. They may be on the hunt, but they don't really know what they're hunting when they meet you. And so they come across as somebody that has all of this potential, all of this sort of energy, all of this love, all of this desire, but they don't know if they should use it. They don't know if they should tap into that, and they don't know if they're ready to. So there could be some wounding here with the 8th house reversed. But you are going to be able to overcome it. I definitely see a relationship with this person. We'll ask more about what that relationship will be like, but I just think that you two getting into a relationship comes off of this person feeling like they made the wrong decision about you, feeling like they didn't act wisely, and feeling like they didn't make the most out of their opportunity. This person will feel cursed before they actually take action towards you. They'll almost feel like, I need to just give up on love altogether because of this. There's almost this hindsight moment with the 9 of Arrows and the Wheel of Fortune reversed of, damn, I wasted a good thing. What did I do in that situation? An epiphany in the middle of the night. Oh my God, group 1, it was group 1 the whole time, wasn't it? And then I can see with this wisdom energy that this person may also be somebody that doesn't like to act impulsively. They may take relationships very seriously, and they may want to just sort of take their time with you initially, feeling you out and just coming to some sort of clarity within themselves of whether they should pursue this more seriously. So by the time they do figure themselves out, battle their inner demons, and find peace with what went wrong in the past with you, they're going to need a lot of courage to actually ask you to be exclusive. So let's have a look at what your relationship with them is going to be like now. Okay. Spirit, what is group 1's relationship with this person going to be like? What is group 1's relationship with this person going to be like, please, Spirit? What is group 1's relationship with this person going to be like? Okay, we have the King of Arrows coming out upright. You just had it reversed. You guys heard me shuffling. Now it's come out upright. Spirit, what is group 1's relationship with this person going to be like? What is group 1's relationship with this person going to be like, please, Spirit? Okay, that took a long time. Oh my gosh. We have the 4 of Arrows coming out reversed. We still need like 5 more cards, please, Spirit. 4 more cards. The 10 of Coins upright. What is their relationship with this person going to be like, please, Spirit? Alrighty. We have Awakening coming out again. The 3 of Coins. And who are you? The 9 of Staves. Okay. The back of the deck, I'm seeing the Princess of Arrows, 7 of Staves. The hardest part is in the beginning with this person. The hardest part is in the beginning because it takes them a while to just muster up that courage, right? It takes them a while to go, yes. But once they do it, it's just like a matter of continuing that momentum. I do still stand by the way what I said in the beginning about this being an easy love, a love at first sight. There is a strong feeling of you taking over each other's mentals. Like, it's hard to think otherwise once your lives become entangled. It's going to almost be the obvious answer to choose each other. I can see that decision being very easy. It's just about making that decision in the first place that seems hard. One of you may really be making things more difficult than it needs to be by over-assuming what is needed and what it should look like instead of just sort of letting it organically, naturally happen. And I do think it's this person, but they come across as such an easygoing person. I'm having a hard time believing it's completely them. It could feel like you have some things you need to address within yourself and within your lifestyle as well in order to make room for this person in your life. I see this being a serious relationship, group one that could last a long, long time. If you want to get married, that is possible, but you're likely to be in a relationship with this person for a few years at least before you decide you want to kind of reevaluate your life. I think that some of you may feel as though you each will outgrow each other eventually. But I do think that this is the kind of person that you could grow with, actually. I think that this is the kind of person where once they're in your corner, like they're very fiercely loyal and they're very dependable and they're very devoted. So I do think that this person, your relationship with them, it's going to feel like you both have a seat at the table. You're both decision makers. You're both treating this like a partnership, but very invested in bringing happiness and romance into the connection. You both bring out the best in each other, is what I would say. And there's this energy here of planning from the beginning. So I do think that there's a lot of excitement around imagining and creating space for each other in your lives. And I can see how each of you feel this true sense of devotion to each other from the early days. This is not just your boo. This could be husband/wifey, right? Spouse material. I believe that your relationship is about working together and being able to get each other out of a comfort zone to do the things that you may have felt you haven't been able to do. Especially if you've been single for a while or if they've been single for a while, there's like one of you or both of you have a list of things that you want to do, and you can do that with each other, collaborate and really create quality time and quality memories with each other. This relationship is about being practical, and it's also about not putting too much pressure on each other either. We want to just sort of have fun with the process as much as we want to take the whole thing seriously. I think that the two of you are going to have a lot of lazy sort of fun moments where you're just hanging out, not putting too much effort into that, just enjoying each other's voices or breathing even. I can see that this is somebody who does want to make plans with you, and you will share something together, whether that's a pet, a home. It's this idea of creating something together. I don't think it's a child. Oh, actually, it could be a child with that sun card being here. It could be a child. But with the 10 of coins and the 9 of staves, I feel like this person is very easy to imagine a future with. So to answer the other question in this part, I can see how this person is someone who your family is really going to like. They may tick a lot of boxes with your parents, especially. I feel like they are going to slightly change your lifestyle a little bit. So your close people might be a bit frustrated with that. The fact that you spend a lot of time with them. For example, I could see certain friends feeling like you've changed because of this relationship. But I do think that it's a relationship that garners a lot of support once the people see the results and how happy you are. It's something that a lot of the people around you are going to find to be easy. There may be this question over roles though, and how much each of you are giving. So one of you could be more successful financially than the other. I'm seeing Ivan. One of you's certain family members are gonna come to you and say, group one, do you feel satisfied in this relationship? Like, don't you want more? Isn't it about time you two think about having children? There's this feeling here of, are they holding you back? And certain friends and family members may be asking you that throughout the relationship. So you may need to, contest with that, because certain people are under the impression that this person, you're out of their league, or like you've settled. You could do better. Only because somebody wants you to have a child and you just want to keep working on what you're doing. Others are just concerned that this person cannot make enough money to sustain your ambitions and your goals. You guys may have goals. You may be like, you know what, by the time I'm 45, I want to have 2 kids. I want to have my own home, and I want to make sure that like I'm living a life where I can go on holidays and vacations at least twice a year. That may be your ambitions and your goals, and your loved ones are looking at this person and they're going, I don't think that person's going to be able to give that to you. So there are certain whisperings in your social circle about that and about whether you've settled or have your expectations changed. But other than that, I do think with the 10 of coins upright and the 9 of staves, this is going to be a very long-term relationship. Spirit, is there anything else they need to know about this boo thing? Is there any other hints as to who this person is and how group 1 will meet them? Any other hints as to who this person is? Zodiac signs, please, Spirit. Okay. We've got air coming out, and we've got Aries. We also have earth and the sun, obviously. Okay. And when will they meet them? The 7 reversed. Some of you have already met this person. Grand Trine. You'll meet them when you've got other people involved in your life. So you're either seeking other people, very similar to what I said before, or you're just open to meeting new people and you've got other options. You do have a connection to somebody else through this person as well. So you're likely to meet them either in a group setting or where there's a lot of different people around you. Signs that I'm seeing: Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Leo are the strongest. We also have Gemini and Capricorn. Spirit is saying that this person has strong fire. They're very logical. They're very mentally curious. They're a good partner, but they also do have they value their independence. They value their freedom. They're a free thinker. They come across as a free spirit. This person will put a lot of importance on the relationship. But when they're down, because they're so positive and optimistic, when they're down, they probably just want space. And they probably just want to go through their feelings by themselves, which could cause some issues in the connection. I want to see if there's any advice for you on how to bring this connection in. Is there any advice, Spirit, on how to bring this connection in for my group 1s? What can group 1 do? Okay, we have Goddess of the Moon. Just be honest about how you feel and be patient with those around you to give them space to open up about how they feel. From this video, I'm seeing 52 weeks, so within the year, you will have met and been in a relationship with this person. We have Angel of Strength and Archangel Shamuel. Okay, so I'm genuinely seeing you just need to give space for this person to come towards you. They may have to sort their mind out, figure themselves out. You don't actually have to do anything, right? This person is a go-getter. They're a trendsetter. They plow full steam ahead when they feel confident. So we just need to give them the space to feel confident. We don't need to force this to happen. We don't need to wait for it to happen. We just need to focus on making sure that we are emotionally available and ready, and that we have compassion for ourselves and an understanding of our emotional needs when this person comes in. So if you stay connected to your authenticity, to your truth, then you're already halfway there. Just make sure that you're giving people who you're interested in pursuing, not just everybody in this world, but like when you're interested in someone, give them space to step up and to show you that they're interested in you. Don't smother the connection. Don't get too frustrated by why isn't that person, is probably not the right time or not the right person. The right person, when given the right amount of space, will fill that space and show you with their actions, their efforts, their energy, that they mean what they mean. They're serious. They're going to take you seriously. So you don't need to do anything except focus on your truth and leave that space. for this person to fill. That's what I'm seeing for you, my groupus onepusses. I'm going to take this into the extended reading now, where we'll focus on the chemistry and the sexual relationship you have with this person. If you're interested in continuing this reading into the into the extended, especially if the first part of your reading did resonate, the link to your extended is in the description box. You can click on that link and it will take you to my website, where you do need to find your extended reading. So please make sure you click on the right group before you purchase it. Remember, you are group 1 of the Who is Your Next Boo extended reading. YouTube reading, should I say. So just double check before you purchase it, please. Make sure your money is going towards exactly what you intended it to. And thank you so much for being here, my group ones, wherever you are going from this point forward. Thank you for your time, your energy, your support. I appreciate you for exchanging energy with me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider sharing it with a friend. Join the family if you haven't already. And until our paths cross again, I wish you so much peace, prosperity, abundance, joy, happiness, health, and wealth on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful self, and bye. Hi, my group 2s, and welcome to your reading. It is so lovely to have you all here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you guys. You know, this happens to at least one group every reading. I feel like I might know some of y'all. Maybe you've been watching me for a while, or maybe you are somebody from my personal life as well. Regardless, you guys, it's amazing to be here. Oh, such warmth, such love. Thank you all for tuning in. It's energy like this that makes it easy to be a reader, because you guys give as much as I give, and the energy just keeps flowing. The momentum keeps flowing. I can tell this is going to be a juicy reading for y'all. So before we get into it, please make sure that you have something to take notes with so that you can write down what does resonate. And a hydration source would be handy. For the first time in a long time, I do not have a hydration source, so I'm a bit nervous. Worst case, I will pause your reading and go and get some water. But let's get into it. Let's figure out who your next boo is, my group 2s. If you chose this August card or this beautiful deck of Curious Creatures, Tarot of Curious Creatures deck, then this is going to be your reading. As you can see, I've pre-shuffled some oracle cards. We're going to leave August there. We're going to take tarot out of the way for now. And let's have a look at who your next boo is. So some of these cards will tell us who, some of these cards will tell us how you'll meet them, and some of these cards will tell us when you'll meet them, as well as what advice you need to know about meeting them as well. So we're going to slowly unpack these cards, and I'll be shuffling tarot throughout, just to make sure that we are getting as much information as possible. So without further ado, let's get into it, my group 2s. Who is this person? We have the 8th house coming out. Who is your next boo? We also have Lion. So fire sign energy. Leo is the strongest, but technically Aries and Sagittarius, some Scorpio. We also have Angel of Love. So I can see straight off the cuff that this is somebody who takes a lot of pride in who they are and in how they show up in this connection. They seem to be a very loyal person with a very good heart. They may have a lot of patience as well. They could be someone that gets very worked up about certain things. When I think of a lion, I think of someone who, like, their intentions are always good, but they tend to really want to fight for the things that they think are important. So they could have this fiery, more passionate side to them. I want to use the word passionate more than fiery. They have a very passionate side to them. This also gives me energy of like a multitasker who has a lot of passion for certain hobbies and interests in their life. They could be an August Leo as well. August could be very significant to this connection. Could have been when you first met them, for example, or when they come into your life. August 2024 could be very significant. I'm also being reminded of the Lionsgate portal, 8th of August, and next year it'll be the 8th of August 2024. So that's technically 888. So that Lionsgate portal could be very significant for this connection. And we have the 8th house here. Holy, you guys definitely need to mark that in your calendar, please. The 8th of August, 2024 is going to be a very significant time for you and for this connection. So that's exciting. You definitely have this person in your life still at that time. Sorry, my eye started leaking and then my nose started leaking. Just got to deal with that. The angel of love is interesting. My group twos, this tells me that you and this person, your connection is probably going to feel quite tender from the beginning. This person has a softer side to them. They have a lover's heart. So they come across as someone who is very nurturing, very compassionate. Maybe they have a very affectionate side to them that you get to see from the beginning. It gives me a really sweet, very sweet side, like a very kind of soft side. I kind of just want to wrap this person up in bubble wrap and protect them from the cold, hard world. So they could have a side to them that really comes through quite strongly. And I do think with the angel of love here, this person is going to be somebody who just cherishes and adores you, my group twos. There's a strong feeling of support and unconditional love and adoration. I can see that this person does have that pride though. So the only challenge that I'm seeing that could manifest between you is when you don't always see eye to eye. This person loves so devotedly, if that's a word, that they expect that in return. They expect you to also be fierce, compassionate, supportive, and devoted. They expect you to love them the way that they love you. And with this 8th house energy here, I can see that between the two of you, there is a lot of attraction. This is somebody who has not had an easy life. Often people with heavy 8th house placements have had quite the upbringing. They've usually been through quite significant transformations, which could include experiencing deaths, experiencing a lot of challenges and hardships, but certainly having to reinvent and transform themselves multiple times through their life, depending on where the planets sit in their 8th house and what the main ruler of their 8th house is. So this person is somebody who is quite resilient. They don't give up easy. They are probably a hard worker, but they've also learned to work smarter, not harder. This is also somebody who's very aware of self-preservation. They're also very I would say compatible with change, but I want to say that they're also cautious with this 8th house. Just because they're good at sort of rolling with the punches doesn't mean they seek the punches out. They just take it on the chin and keep going, but they try to avoid it if they can. They give me a fighter's spirit. So for some of you, fighting could be significant, whether this person used to be a fighter or something like that, or they're known for being a fighter. They have a fighter's spirit, quite resilient, very good at persevering. They don't give up easily. I can also see in terms of their personality, this person is likely to be someone who kind of lingers a little bit, like they just kind of hang out in the background. So when I see somebody that has 8th house energy, they don't like to be the main character, but they like to be amongst it. If they're in a situation, they like to have a fair understanding of what is going on. They like to get a good read on the situation of the people involved, and they like to know what's happening, but they don't like to be the main character. They don't like to be in the spotlight. So this person has probably got a shyer side to them, but that means that they don't miss a beat. They're very observant. And because of that lion energy, they come across as somewhat of a peacemaker in a lot of situations as well, until it crosses their best interest. They're not out here just devoting themselves to other people willy-nilly. They are loyal to themselves and their inner circle. So as soon as a situation crosses their best interest, i.e. themselves or their inner circle, then they immediately withdraw, and they're not afraid to pull back and cut things off as well. This is somebody who's probably had to cut off a loved one, like a parent or a sibling or an auntie, an uncle, a grandparent. Often eighth house family members, no, often eighth house people can be prone to holding grudges if they have a lot of significant placements in their eighth house. But with this lion and love energy, I feel like this person doesn't wear it like a badge of honor. They just see it as something that's helped shape who they are today, and they move forward. Whatever this person has done previously has been to protect themselves, is what I feel like. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased here because I'm only channeling their energy, for example. I'm not really being objective, but I do feel like they are quite protective of themselves, and that they've been in situations where they've had to be protective of themselves. So let's look at when you will meet them now. Actually, no, I'm so sorry. I want to see if tarot can tell us anything else about who they are. Any more personality traits? Sorry, just thought I'd use this opportunity to blow my nose again. All right. Can we get any more personality traits, Spirit? Who is Group 2's next boo? Who is Group 2's next boo? Okay, we've got the King of Cups. Yeah, definitely. Who is Group 2's next boo, please, Spirit? Okay, I'll take the top card. We have the Queen of Wands. Love that. May I please get one more card, Spirit? Who is Group 2's next boo? We also have the King of Wands. So this is a very well-rounded person. They're coming across as quite masculine in energy. So I feel like they have a strong connection to their feelings. Like, this is somebody that is a feelings type of person. The Ace of Swords, they will probably be the one to instigate important conversations in this connection because they come across as a leader. Between the two of you, this person could be older than you. I'm seeing that they are older by at least 2 years, but could be up to 12 years. I think that this is the leader in your connection. They have this sense of maturity about them. They're quite well-rounded, but they come across as a very feelings-based person. Although they have all this fiery, watery energy, very masculine energy, they are coming across as somebody who has strong feelings, strong desires, strong passions. They're very motivated by those feelings. And when they were younger, they could have come across as quite impulsive, someone who just, in the heat of the moment, they act and they do things, and then they had to reflect on it. And maybe their parent always said to them, you've got a good heart, but you've got to think before you do these things. You've got to think about how those things hurt other people. That could be why this person was taught to fight or manage their emotions, or I just think that this person has a very strong sense of self based off of where their heart has taken them previously. This is a lover for sure. They were one of those rare people that were put on this earth to develop very deep, devoted, meaningful connections with people, a sense of real loyalty. And they put a lot of attention on you, Group 2. This is somebody that is going to be very physically attractive, and they're going to be very physically attracted to you. You are going to be the object of this person's desire, and they're not going to waste time in showing you how attracted to you they are. So I'm getting that this person is more of a chaser. They prefer that, I think. I don't know. I wouldn't comfortably say that they like to be chased. I think this person likes to be the chaser because they like that control, and they like to be able to pursue things on their terms. They also come across as a very creative person. So I wouldn't be surprised if their hobbies fall into the line of more like creative interests, like music, like visual art, Mixed media could be very important to this person. Being able to just sort of experiment could be important to this person, throwing a bunch of things together in the name of art. I just feel like this person enjoys expressing themselves and getting to express themselves, and they use artistry as that for medium. I can also see that this is somebody who has learned to be very cautious and careful about showing their feelings. They probably fell really hard into their first relationship. That's quite often the case with 8th house placements. People that have 8th house as a ruler, they often have a really strong early sort of love life, a very passionate connection. And that shapes the foundation of trust issues or devotion in future connections, and can cause a transformative cycle of healing in their lives. And I think that when they come into your life, they've been able to process a lot of what has happened previously, but they are still somebody who likes to be very careful. And the word for it is technically manipulative, because they manipulate how much is shown. They're very good at masking how much is shown, and they're very good at trying to withhold until they feel it is safe. But I don't see that as a bad thing. Like, again, maybe I'm being biased because I'm only channeling their energy group 2. I just see it as cautious, very, very cautious, this person, when it comes to displaying emotions too soon. They are definitely a lover at heart, and they are somebody who is very good at trying to figure other people out before they show the gravity of their feelings. I would say that this is the kind of person that enjoys relationships, but they're careful about getting themselves into a relationship. With all of these court cards, they are somebody who has a strong sense of independence. We've got 2 kings and a queen out here. So if we're describing this person's personality, they see themselves as a high value person with a lot to offer, especially when it comes to energy. They are of someone who feeds a lot of vitality into their partners. They consider themselves a bit of a muse, someone who really aims to please and make their partners feel happy. So in your life, they will be no less than your sun, is what I feel like, a beam of sunlight, sunshine, and just a very positive influence, a very positive person. They come across as someone who's very proud of who they are and of what they have. And when they show you their inner circle with that King of Cups, their inner world, they do that with a sense of pride and with a feeling of intimidation. They don't show everybody that side of themselves. So if you really get to see what this person does behind closed doors, it's because they trust you and it's because they love you. And I really think that this person will very quickly fall in love with you. So let's have a look at when you'll meet this person. We have 11 coming out first. And we also have waning crescent. Okay. So when are you going to meet this person? To be honest with you, timing-wise, waning crescent is about the wrapping things up and feeling like something is coming to an end. It's also with the 11th house, with the 11 sign there, a feeling of divine intervention. So for a lot of you, it could feel like this person comes into your life at a time when you've got other things going on and when you have to kind of put an end to a certain cycle in your life. What are they ending, Spirit? 2 of Pentacles. You guys may be deciding to restructure your lifestyle. You may be having a change in your environment, which could look like a change in your routine, a change in your, what is it called? Schedule, like a change in your work environment, big changes in your lifestyle that impact your quality of life. But in terms of dating, it looks like this person comes into your life when you decide to start to narrow down your options and be a bit more frugal with your time. You're going to go from wanting to meet and date multiple people to really just focusing on 1 or 2 connections at a time. This person comes into your life when you are trying to wrap up and be more cautious about how much time you give to other people. They also seem to come into your life at a time when you are less sort of focused on your career. You may even be feeling a little bit lost. You may have a lot of free time on your hands, Spirit is saying, with the Eight of Pentacles reversed. You're definitely looking for love when this person comes into your life, but you're also recovering. This person comes into your life when you see very clearly what you want and what you don't want. So it makes me think that you would have recently experienced some sort of issue in your love life with a previous connection that made you very clearly realize what you won't put up with and what you are more focused on now moving forward. A previous love connection could have helped steer you towards this person because you had to make a hard decision about what direction to move in, and you moved away from somebody else, which brought you closer to this person. In terms of a time frame, the waning crescent moon I don't feel confident in saying that actually, but when we have our new moons, our waning crescent energies occur just before our new moon energies. Let me just double check that because I don't feel 100% confident in spouting that out in case I am wrong. Plus, I wish I didn't doubt myself. It's just, we just had a new moon and I was like, is it the waxing and then the new moon, or is it the waning? And I'm like, no, Lorraine, of course it's the waning because it's the final phase before we have a new moon. But anyway, so you may meet this person just before a new moon, which ultimately tells me that you could meet this person at any time throughout this time. Like, you know, we're not getting a season. New moons happen once a month. So you could meet this person just before a new moon when you are wrapping up a significant cycle in your life and when you are very focused on closing doors, closing out behavioral patterns, closing out any issues or situations that don't serve your new vision and your new sense of direction. You're going to be very focused on releasing and on letting go and on putting an end to cycles, behavioral patterns, and situations that aren't a part of your future vision. And with that 11th house, or I keep saying 11th house, is that a significant placement for some of you? That's Uranus energy. But with that 11 energy there, it does feel like the bigger picture is what brings the two of you together. Lots of little things have to happen in order for you two to come together. It's no coincidence. It's quite spectacular. And this person is brought into your life because of all of these little stepping stones that you took and because of all these little choices that you made. Is there any other clarity in terms of a time frame, Spirit, when? Four of Pentacles, so it could be an earth season, specifically Capricorn with the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn season. Otherwise, we also are looking at Taurus season, Virgo season. 4 months could be significant for you guys. You will either meet them in 4 months or you'll know them for 4 months before things take a romantic turn. You will choose this person. They won't just fall into your lap. There will be an option and you will choose them because based off of everybody else that you have to choose from, this person is the only one that's given you enough clarity. And they're the only one that your heart wants as well. So you will have enough time with them to know that in your heart that you want a future with them. This person seems to have something that you need as well, that you've been seeking. They make you feel very special. And they may also be able to financially provide for you in some way or offer some sort of financial boost to your lifestyle in some way. Let's have a look at how you'll meet this person now. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. So you're going to meet this person while you're kind of seeking yourself, is what Spirit's saying. You guys will meet this person when you're looking for something very specific. Let me get tarot out. So this makes me think that you are looking for love when this person comes into your life. They don't just sort of accidentally come into your life. They're a part of your process of looking. How does group 2 meet this person, Spirit? Yeah, I'm hearing that song, Flightless Bird, American Mouth. I know it from Twilight. I think it was in New Moon. No, it was in Breaking Dawn when she gets married. But yeah, that specifically that line that I know heaps of people used in their weddings. Have I found you, flightless bird? Oh, you were seeking each other. We have the Strength card coming out now again. So more Leo energy. Very strong sense of self this person has. Why am I talking like Yoda? We also have the Two of Wands reversed. Yeah, okay. Aries apparently. But I see my Two of Wands as more of like a strategizing energy. Oh, I guess Aries strategizes. Not what you expected, but you were seeking. This comes when you're putting yourself out there. You're not afraid to be seen by others. You're putting yourself out there with the Strength card, dressed in your finest. You look good. So you have an opportunity to show people the best side of yourself, which does make me think of dating apps. You know how you pick your best sort of photos and you put it out there? Or when you're at an event and you dress up and you're really like putting a lot of effort into your appearance. You care about what you look like when you meet this person. You also meet this person in quite a casual setting. That's the thing. Like, it's not uncommon for people to meet people in this setting. It feels like there's a lot happening. It's quite fun. There's a playful element to the environment. There's a lot of opportunity here. You guys could meet them at a fair, an amusement park, or an arcade. A very fun environment. You're likely to meet this person during the day as well. What else can you tell my group 2s in terms of how they meet this person, Spirit? They may not be your first choice, but they definitely stand out. So like in the situation that you meet them, you might have met other people in that situation before them, but this person changes everything. We also have the Nine of Pentacles reversed and the Sun reversed. So lots of Leo energy here. Yeah, you'll meet this person and you'll feel like your esteem is kind of like your self-esteem is on the firing line here. So you're definitely putting yourself out there. There are insecurities. Maybe you're concerned about whether they're your type or whether you're their type. You're being very self-critical when you meet this person. You're putting a lot of focus on your appearance. So in terms of dating, like it's probably Tinder. You know, like there's other apps where you get to know people through their personality, but like in terms of an app, it's probably like Tinder or a Snapchat, you know, like something where you're not really getting to know people. You're just going off of image. You seem very concerned about how this person sees you. It's a very physical space in which you've met. You could also meet them at like a place where there's day drinking and things get messy and you're like, why is that your first impression of me? But it just feels like you're very self-critical when you meet this person. And you put yourself out there and they weren't the first person that you met in that setting, but they're the one that stands out. Other physical locations, anywhere outdoors where there is sun, okay? Like an event outdoors, you're likely to meet this person in the summer. You're likely to meet this person where there is probably like a little bit of nature. Like I'm seeing like a grassy field, like a fair, markets outdoors. Even if it happened in winter, everybody's there for the sun. The environment is a big contributing factor here. So Is there any other clarity around how they meet before we move forward? Eight of Swords reversed. Yeah. This person will likely approach you. You probably won't approach them. You probably see them, but you don't think that anything will happen. This person approaches you. In fact, you may, by the time this person comes up to you, be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm sick of this situation, this event, this app. I'm ready to leave. And then this person comes through and is like, hi, how are you? What's your name? They get your attention. They really do. With all of this Leo energy, this person really knows how to get your attention. Some of y'all are so over it. You're like, oh, my feet hurt, or I'm sick of people just wanting to hook up. Like, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to end this. And this person says something that gets your attention immediately. And you're like, wow, maybe I could stick around for a little bit longer. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, we have the Emperor at the back of the deck. I was picking up on that, like, daddy energy that the Emperor has, that control, that leadership. This person probably has some sort of plan on how to approach you or how to steer the connection. They're very mature, so I wouldn't put it past them. Let's have a look at advice now. What advice is going to be helpful either in bringing this person into your life or in just cultivating the connection, especially if based off of the information you've received so far, you think you already know this person. Let's have a look at how we can move forward. We have good luck. Spirit, I feel like that's not very helpful. Good luck. Okay, thanks. Listen, how do we feel about this? Maybe we can be interactive with this part of your reading. Before we continue, let me know how you interpret this card and whether there is any symbolism in the imagery on this card. There's some sunflowers, for example, in the background of this card, and we have seen sunflowers before. There are some wildflowers down the bottom, a beautiful black cat with his crown. I said his, we don't know if it's a he. There's also some monarch butterflies in the background. We've got a woodland scene, grassy sort of ground and sun filtering through the back. So strong Leo energy really in that imagery. So pause the video, let me know if that card holds any symbolism for you and what you are intuiting based off of the imagery. What I feel is Spirit is saying the best advice we can give you, Group 2, is to keep pursuing this path of seeking this person's energy, of being clear about what you want, and of letting situations unfold to help steer you in the right direction. It's good to have a plan, but the road to this person is about trial and error, is about not making mistakes, but simply having experiences. Don't beat yourself up if things don't work out, because it's all a part of the bigger plan. You're likely to meet and potentially date multiple people before you meet this person, because they help steer you towards this person. You and this person are supposed to come together after you have a very clear history of what you like and what you don't like. And the two of you seem to be a part of each other's bigger plan. You are wrapping up a cycle of deciding, you know what, that's it, I'm done, no more this, no more that, and then this person comes into your life. And at first it could feel like they're a part of what you're trying to let go of, but ultimately their actions and their desire to pursue you is what helps you realize, you know what, they're actually a part of my new life. They're a part of what I'm preparing for, and they're a part of the next chapter in my life as well. So I see this good luck card as you basically trying your hardest, giving it a shot, being open, and recognizing that mistakes are all part of the process. You can technically do no wrong. When it comes to meeting this person, it's all about trial and error and being steered in the right direction. So that's what I'm seeing for you, my Group 2s. I'm going to take this into your extended reading now, where we will focus on the chemistry between you and this person. We'll have a look at what your sexual connection will be like? What is the chemistry and compatibility like? And what will your first time with this person be like? I'll also be pulling some channeled messages in the extended reading, which was really fun for group 1 because we kind of got to see what this person's personality is a bit like as well. Oh, that reminds me, before we go, let's just have a quick look at what your friends and family think of this person. I've technically used a lot of tarot, so I might use a different deck. Before you go, my mind won't say it, but I guess it must be true. I'm losing faith in you. Have you guys heard that song? It's called When You Go by Internet Girls or Girls of the Internet. It's just a little bop. It just goes and goes and goes. It's kind of like a chill house song. But that could have been your vibe when this person comes into your life. That song reminds me of your energy when you meet this person. So Spirit, what does group 2's family and friends think of this boo? Okay, we got a card. We got the 9 of Swords. Ooh, Barracuda. What does group 2's family and friends think of this boo, Spirit? Oh, King of Wands. Very attractive. You will have people in your circle going, damn, group 2. Damn. We have the 7 of Wands. So who has the most issues with this person? Yeah, the one you spend the most time with. So a sibling or a best friend is going to have issues with this person, only because they hear everything. You will talk to that confidant about everything. So they experience the highs and lows. So naturally, they're going to be concerned whenever there's issues, especially in the early stages. Your closest companion, whether that's a sibling or a best friend or a cousin for some of you, they are going to, a neighbor for some of you that sees you every day, they are going to be concerned because they're going to hear certain things. And then when things are going good, it's like you don't fill them in. So they have to ask you all these questions. How's it going? What is your boo like? What did you guys decide to do about that issue that we spoke about last? It's not fair that that happens. Like, you have very loyal people in your life, and those loyal people are going to see this person as a very attractive person, and they're going to fixate on the red flags. Overall, your loved ones, friends and family, are going to see this person as a very charismatic, a very successful person, someone who's very creative, who's very, I want to say, determined. Someone who isn't what they expected for you as well. And because of that, they do think that this person is quite a catch for you. They almost are in love with this person before you are. And when you have reservations, you'll have certain people in your intimate circle saying, those aren't even real issues. Like I see you potentially being gaslit because some people are really going to love this person, not more than they love you, but they're going to be like, group 2, like this person is perfect for you. Like you guys, you've really like, this is the one. And I think that there is this assumption about this person being very possessive over you as well. It's likely that certain things are going to change once this boo comes into your life. And some people are going to start to see you less. And there's going to be this energy of like, you two are just very attached to each other. This person is coming across as quite a possessive, jealous person as well. So, but they definitely trump the competition. Like there's nobody to compare this person to. So you've got a lot of lovers here. This person is loved by a lot of your friends and family, but your bestie, the one who knows all of the downs, all of the challenges, all of the red flags, they're keeping receipts. And this bestie is basically just waiting for you to say like, I'm done. And then they're going to be like, yep, let's get out of here. So my advice to you would just to be very careful about oversharing. You want a support team, but you also want to make sure that you're reassuring that support team of when things are going well as well, because I see you being filled with doubt and uncertainty because of these conversations that you've started, and because people are only hearing the worst. You're only turning to them when things are going bad, and they're not hearing the good. So just be aware of that as well. What is the relationship with this person going to be like in general, Spirit? We got some of that, but I want to see what else we can get. Hierophant card coming out. The Two of Swords. What is the relationship with this person going to be like for group 2, please, Spirit? Okay, Eight of Swords. What is the relationship with this person going to be like for my group 2s? Whoa. Page of Cups reversed. And the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the thing is, like, with this person, I do see marriage, but I think you guys need to be careful about rushing into a commitment with this person, because I think that you might not get to see certain aspects of each other's personality until you're in a relationship. And then by then you'll feel like there's issues that are almost very difficult to address now that you are in a legal binding contract with them. Commitment is in the cards for you and this person. A long-term sort of relationship of at least 2 years is in the cards. But I think that by making things too serious too soon, you almost feel trapped in this situation. You and this person are going to have some sort of difference in love language, and that's going to lead to misunderstandings. Communication is especially important for the two of you, and understanding each other's love languages is going to be especially important. You both have to honor, respect, and understand how the other shows love. Because if you dismiss this person's love language, and if they dismiss your love language, you're going to feel like you don't matter. And the lows are going to feel very low. When you're not ticking each other's boxes and really giving each other all of your attention, it's going to feel like the sun is gone. So there's a high chance of codependency in this connection and feeling isolated, because in the beginning there's a lot of attention, there's a lot of attraction, there is a strong feeling of wanting to move things quite quickly. And then when it starts to become stable and when other things start to take priority, like work, the honeymoon phase is over basically. It's going to feel like you've gotten yourself into a situation with somebody you don't recognize anymore. So my advice would just be to take time to really get to know each other, to understand each other. Love language is important, communication is important, and not rushing into a commitment with the first version of this person's personality, because they come across as an honest person who invites you into their inner world quite quickly, but they're not like that all the time, and you're not like that all the time. So you will feel like there are compatibility issues if you rush into something with them. And you will start to question whether you made the right decision. If you rush into something with them, you'll start to feel trapped, and you'll start to feel like you've fallen for somebody you don't even recognize anymore. So just be wary of that. It's not a bad thing, but the feelings that you will feel in those low moments can be very intense, because you've accidentally signed up for a roller coaster instead of the lazy river ride. And maybe you want the roller coaster, maybe you like that, but I just want you to know what you're getting yourself into. So that's what I'm seeing for you. And that advice makes a lot of sense too with that good luck, because that was almost a cheeky advice card, wasn't it? It was almost like Spirit was like, good luck. Like, it's like those roller coaster people, employees, when they put you in and they're like, enjoy yourself. And you're like, can you just press the button, please? Like, don't torment me. So this could be something that you've manifested. Just be grounded and make decisions based off of what you actually need. That's the best advice I can give you. Is there anything else? I feel so silly giving you that. Yeah, Spirit's saying trust your journey, trust your higher self. So with this person, you're probably going to get a lot of downloads through your dreams about what you should be doing, about what you should be surrendering, and about what you should be focusing on as well. You two are quite busy people, but when one of you isn't busy and the other person is, you're going to feel neglected in this relationship because you're so dependent on each other's attention. Yeah, you're very intertwined. That's why your family and friends see this person as being possessive and jealous, because you are very intertwined in each other's energies. And when you're not, it's only because you feel like everything is falling apart, and then you want to offload about what's going wrong. And then when things are going good, like nobody hears from you. You're just attached to this person like glue. So definitely something to be aware of. I'm very curious now, sweet soul. I'm going to take this into your extended. Let's have a look at what your chemistry is like, your compatibility, the first time with this person. We're going to focus more on the sexual connection between the two of you, and I will get channeled messages from their future self as well about what your first time is like. If the first part of your reading did resonate and you want to continue this reading in the extended, the link is in the description box. Please be wary of the fact that that link will take you to my website where I host most of my extended readings for the last 1.5 years. So it's very important that you click on the right group before you play it. Please remember that you are group 2 of the Who is Your Next Boo reading. Double check before you check out. Recently, some people have accidentally clicked on the wrong group, or the checkout has reset for some reason and they've ended up purchasing the wrong group. So please triple check before you purchase it. It can take me a little while to get back to you sometimes. So it's very important you know where your money is going to, sweet souls. And before you go wherever you're going, thank you so much for all of your time, your energy, your support. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I wish you peace, prosperity, happiness, success, health, and wealth on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful self until our paths cross again. Bye. Hi, my group 3s, and welcome to your, I was about to say extended reading. Oh my days, we're not doing your extended reading yet. It will be after this, but welcome to your reading. We're asking Spirit, who is your next boo? If you chose the Tortoise card, slowly but surely getting ahead, or the Housewives Tarot deck, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome, my group 3s. I'm pretty excited to get into this reading, not gonna lie. It's been a lot of fun doing group 1s and 2s as well. So we're asking Spirit, who is your next boo? We're going to be asking how and when will you meet them. We're also going to get advice on what you need to know about this connection. And we're going to have a look at what this relationship is like and how do your friends and family view the relationship. In the extended reading, we're going to focus more on the sexual connection, having a look at your chemistry, your compatibility, and your first time together. Now, let's get into it. Now, I've pre-shuffled some oracle cards. We're going to move tarot out of the way for now. We're going to start by having a look at who this person is. And this is really our first clue. This tells me that this is a slower moving person. They want progress, but they may be slow to make progress with you. We also have the Fish card coming out. This person could be very intuitive. They could also be very empathetic and very sensitive. With this card being reversed, it's clear that they're not quite comfortable with these feelings, with this empathy and with their intuition. They may be somebody who often struggles with processing how they feel or just feeling too much. I'm seeing that this is somebody that likes to kind of have their alone time. They like their private time. They like to be able to de-stress and regulate after a busy day. This is also somebody who I think has a very soft tone. They're probably somebody that has a softer voice. I think that this is somebody who maybe has more feminine energy in their chart. They could have misplaced masculine energy, and they may think that they're a lot more masculine than what they are, if that makes sense. They might have a front in which they present as a lot more sort of rough around the edges than what they are. We also have Aquarius coming out reverse. So Aquarius could be one of their signs, but I can also see that this is somebody who has a lot of compassion. So this is somebody who likes to imagine what life is like for other people. They maybe spend a lot of time alone, you guys. Like I'm seeing a loner. That might not have always been the way, as Aquariuses are also known for being very friendly and for having strong, long-term friendships in their life where things are just solid with that person until the day they die. But I'm also seeing that this person values independence and they need that to be able to think. They like individuality. They're a free thinker. They have a free-spirited side to them, but they also have a very compassionate side to them. And this person just generally feels misunderstood. They could feel like a bit of an alien walking on earth sometimes. We're also having Broken Heart come out. And from this same deck, we have Thinking Man, the number 46. So the Broken Heart card is the number 9. 46 is the number 10, technically. So those numbers could be significant. 1, 10, and 9 could be significant. I just think that based on the oracle cards, we're not going to take these yet. These are for the next part of your reading. Based on these first oracle cards, your next boo is definitely someone that's cautious. They're careful. They may really value their time to themselves, mostly because this person might not be as available or ready for a relationship as you are when you first meet. They're coming across as somebody who is quite sensitive, and whatever happened to them in the past, whether it was from a romantic connection, a family connection, a friendship, if they've ever had their heart broken, if they've ever had to go through a loss and experience what it feels like to be let down, rejected, they take that quite personally and it takes them a while to process it. This person could have complexes emotionally. Like I'm hearing daddy complex, mommy complex, a broken heart complex in which they fall very quickly and feel like they are setting themselves up for failure in that way. There's definitely an intimidation here against the love that they feel for you when they meet you. And so I think that this person spends a lot of time internalizing how they truly feel once the two of you cross paths. They have this alter sort of ego, or just this sort of, not even an alter ego, what do you call it? Like not a mask, but like almost like they're on autopilot. They have an autopilot mode that functions and communicates. And then they have an inner world that harbors the truth in how they feel and think. This person is definitely somebody who feels like they don't connect with a lot of people. Their friendship circle is very small. I'm hearing it's exclusive. And this person kind of knows what to say to get away with doing the bare minimum in social interactions so that they can continue and to just live the life that they choose. And they choose to spend a lot of time by themselves. This fish energy is also indicating luck. So I feel like this person feels incredibly lucky to have met you because it feels like the chances were quite slim. There was only a few instances in which this person could have possibly crossed paths with you, and they just happened to cross paths with you in one of those instances, and they were like, wow, my luck is insane. But they definitely feel like they've kind of taken on more than they can chew when you two first meet each other. They feel like you're a big fish and you're in a small pond and they don't have the right fishing equipment. Fishing equipment. Oh, they feel like they don't have the right fishing equipment to reel you in. So for a lot of you, I want to say that like this person, I just feel like there's something there about communication. Maybe they don't feel like they have the right words to often express what they feel and how they think and their ideas. This gives me starseed energy. Is it Lemuria, the one where their planet no longer exists, and if you have that starseed within your DNA, you end up longing for and craving something that you can never have. That's what this kind of feels like, an alien in human's flesh, and they feel especially alienated by it, isolated by it, alone. Because I can see as well with this thinking man energy, this person spends a lot of time in this situation with you, questioning sort of what you're thinking and feeling. And I just think that they're prone to catching feelings a lot quicker than what you are or than what most people are. I want to get some tarot out too. Who is group 3's next boo? Who is group 3's next boo, please, Spirit? Oops, there we go. Who is group 3's next 2 of Wands? Okay. We also have the Knight. Oh my gosh, what is going on with my words? My mouth cannot keep up, you guys. Does this person have like a stutter or something? I think they just get really nervous and they struggle to like say the right things. Knight of Pentacles is reversed. What else can you tell us about this person? 5 of Cups under the broken heart, obviously. What else can you tell us about this person, Spirit? Group 3's next boo. We have the Queen of Cups upright. And at the back of the deck, we have the Tower card. So I do want to kind of throw out some significant placements. I'm picking up on Pisces, but probably not a Pisces sun. This person probably has Pisces in an interesting placement. There's also Scorpio here, Aquarius, obviously, Virgo, Cancer. I think that their sun sign is probably something quite like contrary to what their personality is. Like maybe this person's sun sign manifests as someone who's very confident or extroverted or just very outgoing. And then I think that this person, like their personality doesn't tick those stereotypical boxes. Like you compare their sun sign to who they are and it's like clearly this person's more in their moon energy or they're more in their, I don't even know. It's like this person is just constantly contradicting because tarot is showing that this is somebody who knows pretty clearly what they want, but they don't always know how to act upon it. They don't always know how to follow up with those thoughts, with those ideas. Even if they decide something, that doesn't mean that they know how to make it happen. This is someone that second guesses their success, but also their efforts. They don't like to waste their time in love. They also don't like to set themselves up for failure. This is somebody that doesn't like to be rejected. They don't like to feel like all of their hard work has gone towards something that was only temporary. I feel like this person doesn't often, either they don't get into commitments easily or they try not to take commitment too seriously because actually they do. Like there's a part of this person that I think is quite romantic and maybe a fool in love, maybe a hopeless romantic. So they might have just been trying to have like just very sort of short sort of things, and as soon as feelings become involved, they just try to nip it in the bud and move forward. I just almost feel like this person doesn't really know what they want when they meet you, but they instantly recognize that you have something special that they've been subconsciously looking for. I'm still getting this feeling of this person recovering from something with this tarot energy. This could be somebody that you end up having something off and on with. Like you could start something with this person and then they have to go figure their lives out and then they come back. Just because underneath that Tower energy was the Judgment card as well. And with that 5 of Cups, like this person may even feel like they've lost you before they've even had you. Your next boo is definitely somebody that feels like they're emotionally changing when they are your boo. Like, because I'm using the word boo as like a slang way of saying like this is your next love interest, your next romantic partner, the next person that you'll be in a relationship with. So it almost feels like they expected that things wouldn't change with you. They didn't think that things could get better with you, but they have a lot of love for you, my group threes. This person seems to be a lover. They have this lover's heart, and I think that they're very compassionate, they're very kind, they're very caring. They have a lot of love to give, but they seem to be very skeptical and careful about whether or not they give that love to anyone, let alone to you. So with the Tower energy there, this is somebody who I think is always expecting the worst, at least in love. Maybe not in other areas of their life. Maybe they're a very practical sort of person. In other areas of their life, they've come across as hardworking, because we did get Saturn somewhere. Yeah, Saturn was at the back of that deck. And then we have Aquarius, which is also ruled by Saturn. And we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So I think that this person is usually quite hardworking, but in love, it just feels like they've almost lost hope. 12th house reversed at the back of the deck. And they're still healing. Look what's at the back of this deck, the frog. If you know this deck, you know that the frog is about healing and needing to kind of take time to heal and cleanse. So this is somebody who is metamorphosizing. They're trying to become a better version of themselves, and they're healing some sort of complexes, some emotional complexes in this connection, but especially with you, either because something has happened with you or because it's their past catching up to them by the time that they meet you. So I kind of want to ask what your relationship will be like with this person, and then we'll have a look at how you'll meet them and all of that. Spirit, what will group three's relationship with this person be like? What will group three's relationship with this person be like? We have the Tower. What will group three's relationship with this person be like? We have the Ten of Swords coming out reversed. What will group three's relationship with this person be like, Spirit? Yeah, they see potential. We'll take this top card. The Four of Swords. Yeah. What will group three's relationship with this person? Cards are sliding all over the ground. You would not believe. We have the Three of Cups reversed. What will group three's relationship with this person be like, Spirit? And we have the Hanged Man. What does group three's friends and family think of this person's Spirit? Oh, they want to bring them all out. We have the Hermit card reversed. We have the Lovers card reversed. We have the Eight of Swords. And at the back of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. I'll be honest with you, you're going to have friends and family on both sides of this connection, because you'll be meeting this person's friends and family, questioning this whole relationship, questioning whether one of you is being taken advantage of, whether this is in your best interest, not because it's toxic, but just because it feels like it doesn't start off on the right track. It feels like you guys are almost cataclysmically brought together. There is a strong sense of attraction and destruction with that Tower energy. This is a very compelling feeling. And sometimes when a relationship is forged from a Tower moment, it feels codependent. It feels like a trauma bond. It feels like, well, when my life was falling apart, group three was the only person that was there for me. So now, like, I owe them my life. And this person's friends and family are like, but is that the best thing to do? Like, does group three feel the same way? So I think that you've got a lot of people in your life, in their life, questioning this connection and whether it is in your best interest. Your relationship with this person is definitely going to go through a huge metamorphosis, because you seem to start off on a very destructive path. The only way that I can see this happening is that one or both of you go through some very sudden changes around the same time that you meet each other. And it makes the two of you feel incredibly important in the other's life. Like, you're the only stable thing in my life right now. You're the only thing that I can depend on, that I have to rely on. You're my form of escape and distraction from all the chaos that's going on in my life. And so there's a heavy feeling of importance that's put on the other person from the beginning. But with the Ten of Swords reversed and the Four of Swords and the Three of Cups, all the other tarot cards are indicating a story of needing to forgive, needing to heal, needing to take things seriously, and then needing to get the right perspective. It is likely that this is a connection that could lead to a long-term commitment. However, it's also a connection that comes through a lot of transformation, and you can't confine this connection to any one point in its journey. You have to continually let it evolve, and you have to continually allow the other person the space to figure themselves out. And this is a connection that more so highlights independence more than it does codependence. Despite the fact that the two of you seem to feel compelled to take care of the other, you also need to kind of give each other space to be able to take care of yourselves, to self-regulate, to self-reflect, and to self-heal. Your next boo is definitely, like, your relationship with them is going to be a very interesting one from a spiritual standpoint. It's definitely not an easy connection. It's not something that was written by, who's that easy sort of love writer? It's probably a connection that was written by Robert Greene. You know, it was probably a connection that has a lot of ups and downs, and that really helps you grow and develop as a person. And it's definitely a connection that makes you more aware of your needs, of your wants, and also of your potential. This is a connection that will definitely bring you closer to source, because it forces you to have a strong connection to self. This is not the kind of connection that wraps you up in bubble wrap and licks your wounds when you get hurt. Like, no, this is the kind of connection that, oh, you fell over, I can't help you, I'm on fire right now. Like, look at us again, both hurting ourselves at the same time. Now we can't help each other because we have to help ourselves. Like, that's what it feels like. And I want to say that this could be a connection that takes a long time to get off the ground. It takes a long time for you both to feel like you are confident in the fact that you have room for the other person in your life, emotionally, and also just on the basis of wanting to be the best sort of supportive partner that you can. So you both will want to take this connection very seriously. You both will want to be a balanced sort of partner in this connection. But it just seems to take so long to get off the ground. And for that reason, a lot of your friends and family on both sides of this connection are questioning, is this the right thing to do? And there also seems to be this question, like, it's almost like the friends and family of this person might be kind of pushing them and saying, like, you need to get out of your head. You need to step back in the driver's seat. You need to take more accountability. You need to step back and have a look at the bigger picture and recognize what you can do. And you need to stop hiding in the past. I feel like this person has a family member who's saying to them, like, why do you always do this? You always self-sabotage. You always push these people away. You always isolate instead of putting yourself out there properly. You get this far and then you just run back into your little cave. And you could be feeling challenged in the same way, whether you're having those conversations with yourself or whether you have somebody close to you who's like, don't repeat the past, group 3. Make sure that you're moving forward. Make sure that you are choosing love and that you are pushing yourself to get out of your little comfort zone. Remember, you're a high value person and you deserve this. Like, you guys are probably getting pep talks from your respective support crew in just very different ways. So I want to have a look at how you two actually get into a relationship, because I'm confused at this point. Let's start with the oracle cards, because they will actually tell us Hang on, I wrote down what each card means. How? Okay, how do you get into a relationship? We have Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. Okay, I didn't realize how bad I messed that up. We also have Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic window. I remember this card now. When I shuffled it out, it was like manifestation. So for a lot of you, you manifested this person. This is somebody that fulfills some sort of spiritual lesson, some sort of spiritual desire within your soul, but also within your ego. This person has a lot of the qualities that you want. It just takes a while for the connection to get off the ground. This person also challenges you and kind of challenges you to embrace all aspects of who you are, especially if you've been on a journey of trying to find a balance within your kundalini, if you've been trying to balance your yin and your yang, and if you've been trying to embody as many of those masculine and feminine qualities as you can simultaneously. This person's personality really encourages you to be balanced in that way, because they are also needing to be balanced in that way. They are also needing to accept the fact that they're a sensitive soul, while also somebody that has this hyper independence that comes from a masculine wound. And I do feel like you two both kind of challenge that within each other. I definitely feel like you've manifested this person. However, I can also see that you meet this person in a setting with Peacekeeper and Magic Guardian that has you trying something new, trying to do things differently because what you've been doing hasn't been working. So you meet this person when you're off the beaten track of what you usually do and you're experimenting. You're like, let me just do this for a change. Let me try this in a different way and maybe it'll work out. Let's see if Tarot can tell us anything else. How does group 3 meet their next boo, Spirit? Tarot is showing us the 7 of Wands. So you could meet this person in what feels like a very competitive environment in which you feel like the underdog. There's a lot of competition around you. You're having to kind of show your best self, really put yourself out there. You've definitely challenged yourself to put yourself out there. So you don't do this often, whatever this is. You've just gone, you know what, I'm going to try. You've probably got that pep talk from your family member who's like, remember, you're a high value person, you're a catch. You need to put yourself out there. We have the King of Wands, yeah. So you're looking good, you're feeling good. It's in a setting where you can kind of show your best self. There's a strong feeling of manifestation here as well. All of these Wands energies are highlighting some sort of like creative connection. It could be a physical connection as well. So when I think of Wands, I either think of like athletes or artists, people who have ways of physically expressing themselves and moving to express themselves or creating movement as a form of expression. So I think that in terms of physical setting, you could meet this person in a place with that King of Wands where you're having to really take control. You're having to be the planner, the instigator. You're the one that has to approach. And with that 7 of Wands, there's a lot of pressure on you to do so. Is there any other hints on how group 3 meets this person? It's likely that you'll meet them during the day too, if that's any reference. Any other hints? We have the 8 of Swords reversed. Yeah, you're definitely getting out of your comfort zone here. And we also have the High Priestess. So it does feel like you meet this person on your own terms because you've put yourself in a situation where you're out of your comfort zone, but you've also had practice at doing this. So you're kind of needing to be in a very confident space, and you're needing to be very extroverted, very confident, very outgoing, charismatic, very charming. It's likely that there's other people around all kind of wanting the same thing, or there's this energy in the air of everybody kind of wanting the same thing. And I see with the 8 of Swords reverse that you aren't expecting much out of this. You're just like, let me just throw it out there. You know, I'll just give it a go. I'll just give it a go and we'll see. We will see. Your person is definitely not expecting much either. At the most, they're just expecting to exchange a few words with you, have a bit of a conversation. And at the least, they're expecting to be blocked by you or ghosted with the Aquarius reverse. That's my ghosting card in that deck. That could be something that happens in this connection in the beginning. One or both of you could get ghosted by the other person. The High Priestess is interesting in terms of a how. And the High Priestess is this feeling of certainty within your intuition, as though you know that this is how you're going to meet your person. So you could probably meet them in the one setting that you're like, you know what, this is how I know. I'm not likely to meet people any other way. Like, this is how I know I'm going to end up meeting the love of my life. Or I'm not saying this person is the love of your life, but there's definitely a very deep spiritual connection here. So let's have a look at when, because that's about as accurate as I can get with the how in a general reading. Your intuition is telling you this is how you're going to meet them. Your logic is telling you you have to do this, otherwise you're not going to meet anybody. And you have to be very outgoing about it. You have to be the one who is reciprocal and initiates. This is also somebody that you have manifested in a setting in which you're trying something different because what you were doing before wasn't working. You also have to kind of put yourself out there. You feel like a bit of an underdog. There's a lot of competition around you. There's high pressure here to be confident and to be charismatic. Other people are trying to do the same thing in this setting. And you also have to come across as very charming. So in terms of when you're likely to meet this person, we have Gemini coming out. Oh, I forgot that I did that. There we go. And we also have Pluto reverse. So a lot of you, there is a connection to your past. This is somebody that you're currently talking to. Sorry. Pluto reverse, Gemini upright. Like, this is somebody that you're currently talking to. You're currently communicating. You've been communicating. When are you going to meet them? Very, very soon. Especially if you are out there meeting people. If you have put yourself out there, you're going to meet this person very, very soon. Gemini in a time frame within 3 weeks of putting yourself out there, within 3 weeks of making sure that you have a way for people to approach you. And this feels like it's connected to an online presence. Maybe you've made your profiles public. Maybe you've created a dating app profile. Maybe you've got some social events up soon. That Pluto energy though, like this is somebody who you're going to have history with by the time they're your boo thing. Is there any hint on when, Spirit? Pluto is also talking about a significant transformation in your life in which you have redirected your energy and you're changing your mindset, but you're also allowing yourself to be open to new experiences after you've experienced a loss, after you've had to kind of do something very courageous and say, you know what, I'm going to try again. We have the Seven of Swords coming out. So yeah, there is this energy here of having to be very strategic and careful with your actions. But in terms of a time frame, I feel like you'll meet this person very quickly. Or actually, let's not say quickly, but like between 3 to 7 weeks of putting yourself out there. Which in the grand scheme of things is quick to me, but I guess for some people that's not quick enough. We have the Strength card reversed. In terms of a time frame, Leo season could be significant. You probably meet them during the day, but I feel like you don't take action immediately. You kind of sit on it and then you come back to it. Especially if this is like a match on a dating app, like you're probably going to match and then wait a little bit and then go, okay, I'm going to take action. Because you want to feel confident in whatever it is that you're needing to do in this situation. You want to feel confident. You also want to feel recognized. So some of you may be waiting for confirmation from this person before you initiate anything, waiting to see that they see you and that they're interested in you as well. What else, Spirit, in terms of a time frame? There was something else there. Let's see if we can get confirmation. What is that other thing? We also have the World card. So towards the end of the year, if you're watching this when I've posted this, that's giving around kind of the holiday period or after the holiday period, after you graduate, if that resonates, after you finish up a major cycle in your life, if you're on the last sort of stretch. The World card makes it seem like there's going to be a big gap between relationships for you. You guys may be either very single for a while, or you may have gotten out of something serious and that was a big process for you. It could have been a divorce, or it could have been a relationship that caused a lot of shifts, like you had to physically separate after living together for X amount of years. This person is going to come in after you feel like you've had to kind of get your shit together, for lack of a better word, and pull everything together. The World card signifies the end of one cycle and the start of something new. Is there any other messages? Capricorn season's also coming out, and Aquarius season. So Capricorn season starts in December, Aquarius season ends in February. So those months could be significant. Let's have a look at what your angels and ancestors want to say in terms of advice. In terms of advice, they're giving you the commitment card. So group 3, this to me is a symbol of staying true to what you deserve and to what you want when it comes to love. I feel like when this person comes into your life, because of the way that it starts, you guys are very unsure of where it's going to lead to, and on where you stand and what you should compromise versus what you should stand firm in. Your angels and your ancestors and your spiritual team, when it comes to this connection, are calling for you to focus on the things that are important to you. When I think of commitment, I think of deal breakers. I think of priorities. I think of values. I think of needing to stand your ground and having boundaries, as well as understanding what is required from you. So this connection is definitely going to test you, and it's really important that you stick to whatever it is that you've been manifesting when this person comes into your life, and that you communicate that as well with them. Whatever it is that you want, you have to communicate that. I also think that you could cross paths with a bunch of other people before you meet this person. I'm not saying that this is your happily ever after, but this person is definitely wanting to work on things and to get to this commitment point with you. I do think that there is compatibility here, and I think there's a huge spiritual lesson here between you and this person. The spiritual importance of this connection is embracing self and prioritizing self. This person doesn't want to change you. They don't want to mold you. They want you as you are, and they want you to accept them as they are too. And for that reason, this kind of connection isn't everybody's cup of tea. So I guess your spiritual team is encouraging you to make sure that you know what you're signing up for with this person, and to make sure that you feel confident in communicating what you want throughout this experience with them, whether that is a commitment with them or whether that is a commitment with somebody else. You will definitely have that choice when this person does start taking you more seriously. So my group 3s, I feel like we could have easily turned this into an hour-long reading of trying to dissect how the hell the two of you get together. But I do have other relationship readings on my channel if you wish to gain more clarity and insight there. Otherwise, I am going to delve into the extended reading now, which honestly, I have no idea what to expect for you. I have no idea what to expect. We're asking Spirit in your extended, what is the sexual connection with you and this person going to be like? What's the chemistry like? What's the compatibility like? Maybe it is the sex that helps you decide whether you want commitment with this person. And we're also going to ask Spirit, what is your first time with them going to be like too? So it's going to be a fun reading. I will get channeled messages from this person's future self to see what their opinion of your first time is. So that was very interesting for group 2 and group 1 as well. And we'll see if we can get any other insight as to what your relationship with this person is going to be like when we have a look at your extended reading as well. So if that sounds interesting, if you are interested, and especially if the first part of your reading did resonate, the link to your extended reading is in the description box. That link takes you to my website, FYI. My website does host over 1.5 years worth of extended readings, so please make sure you click on the right group before you purchase it. Make sure that you are group 3 of the Who is Your Next Boo reading before you check out. And thank you so much for all of your time, your energy, and your support, my group threes. I appreciate you for being here and for trusting me with your messages. Look after your beautiful self. I wish you peace, love, prosperity, happiness, joy, success, health, and wealth on your journey ahead. Until our paths cross again, bye.